42 kilometers, 2 hours of running, and everything decided by centimeters. How is that even possible? Since when does a marathon end like a track race? Since when do the best in the world arrive together at the final meter? Seville. Final sprint. Photo finish. 2 men diving at the line. But this isn't an isolated case. Tokyo. New York. The same scene. After more than 2 hours, no one breaks the race. Why? Is it the shoes? Is it tactics? Is it fear of attacking? Or is the marathon changing forever? Because what we saw in Seville wasn't random. It's a signal. And if we don't understand what's happening now, we'll keep seeing marathons decided like 1,500-meter finals. Stay, because what's changing in the modern marathon is bigger than it looks. In Seville, we didn't see a normal marathon. We saw a contained battle for more than 2 hours. From the start, the pace was strong, but not suicidal. Controlled. Calculated. No desperate moves at kilometer 20. No madness at 30. A compact group, watching each other, measuring each other, halfway past at serious times. Steady rhythm. No major surges. And that was already a sign. Because when no one wants to break the race stretches all the way to the end. At kilometer 35, they were still together. At 40, still together. No one letting go. And then came the final kilometer. The legs had been punished for over 2 hours. But no one looked destroyed. With 400 meters to go, the sprint began. Yes, a sprint after 42 kilometers. Long strides. Arms pumping. Tense eyes. They crossed almost shoulder to shoulder. Same official time. Photo finish. Both diving at the line. That's not typical in a marathon. That's what you see in an Olympic track final. The finishing time was world-class. Second best mark in the race's history. This wasn't a slow race ending close. It was fast, elite, demanding. In the women's race, the level was equally strong. The winner imposed her rhythm intelligently. No unnecessary explosions. Each split managed with precision. No improvisation. That's the key. In Seville, there was no chaos. There was control. And when control lasts until the end, the outcome depends on centimeters. But here's what makes it interesting. Seville wasn't just a tight finish. It's part of a pattern. When you analyze the splits, when you see how no one dared to break before kilometer 40, you realize this isn't random anymore. Something is changing. And Seville is just one piece of a puzzle. Seville was shocking, but not unique. Months earlier, at the World Championships in Tokyo, something happened that seemed impossible. 42 kilometers. Heat. Championship tension. No pacers. No preset rhythm. A tactical race. Slow early. Controlled in the middle. No one wanted to risk too soon. Because at Worlds, time doesn't matter. Winning does. The lead group stayed compact into the final stretch. Kilometer 35. Still multiple contenders. Kilometer 40. Still together. And then, the stadium. Final 400 meters on the track. After more than 2 hours, they ran like it was a 1,500-meter final. Brutal pace change. Aggressive strides. Eyes locked on the finish. They crossed almost together. The difference? 300ths of a second. 300ths. After 42 kilometers. That breaks logic. For decades, marathons were decided by attrition. By resistance. By who endured suffering best. Tokyo was decided by pure speed. And here's the key. It wasn't slow. It was tactical. No one wanted to take the risk at kilometer 30. They waited. And when everyone waits, the finish compresses. Seville, fast and tight. Tokyo, tactical and explosive. Different contexts. Same ending. A sprint after 2 hours. That's not coincidence. That's a signal the modern marathon is evolving into something different. And we're not done yet. Then came New York. A brutal course. Bridges. Constant rhythm changes. Climbs that punish from the beginning. Not Berlin. Not Valencia. Here, you don't chase records. You survive. For much of the race, the front pack stayed large. Attempts. Small surges. Immediate responses. Kilometer 35. Still contenders. Kilometer 40. 2 left. And once again, the same scene. Locked eyes. Firm elbows. Shorter but quicker strides. After more than 2 hours of punishment, They kicked like they had just started running. Last 200 meters. Full sprint. Difference? Centimeters. Another major decided in the final breath. Now it all connects. Seville was fast and controlled. Tokyo was tactical. New York was brutal and broken. 3 different courses. 3 different contexts. Same finish. Pure sprint. This isn't random anymore. When a flat marathon, a tactical world championship, and a brutal major all in the same way, something deeper is happening. The question isn't whether it will happen again. The question is, are we entering the era of the marathon sprint finish? Here's where everything shifts. This isn't luck. It's evolution. First, the shoes. Modern technology returns energy, reduces muscle damage, allows athletes to reach kilometer 40 less destroyed. Before, the final kilometer was survival. Now, there's still spark. Second, pacing intelligence. Elites don't throw themselves off a cliff at kilometer 25 anymore. They measure. They calculate. They know that attacking too soon can be fatal. Result? Compact group until late. Third, total preparation. Precision in training. Nutrition dialed in. Split control. Physical differences are smaller than ever. When levels equalize, races are decided by details. Fourth, fear of losing. Many prefer to secure podiums and prize money. No one wants to explode at kilometer 38. And when no one wants to risk, the marathon becomes chess. Wait, calculate, save the final bullet, and fire it in the last 400 meters. But there's more. The Kiptum effect. Chicago. Savage pace from early on. No hesitation. Breaking the race at kilometer 30. That model changed mentalities. But not everyone can sustain that pace. Not everyone can avoid collapse. So now we see a divide. Either you go solo mid-race, or you wait and sprint at the end. Many tried the aggressive model. Many paid the price. So now we see more caution, more calculation, more compact packs. Because attacking too early risks everything. Waiting is safer. And when everyone waits, you get Seville, Tokyo, New York. A marathon no longer decided purely by endurance, but by who still has a final gear after 2 hours. Now the uncomfortable question. Is this good or bad for the marathon? On one side, it's spectacular. After 2 hours of tension, everything explodes in seconds. The crowd rises. TV gets drama. Unpredictable endings hook fans. But there's another side. Fewer long-range attacks. Fewer heroic solo efforts from kilometer 30. Before, the epic moment was someone emptying themselves from afar. Now, the epic is conserving and finishing. It's not better. It's not worse. It's different. The marathon is no longer just endurance. It now includes terminal speed. And that changes how it's raced. What we saw this year won't be the last. We'll see more compressed finishes. More packs entering the final kilometer together. More marathons decided in the last 400 meters. Why? Because the global level is tightening. Because technology isn't disappearing. Because preparation keeps getting sharper. And because no one wants to gift the race too early. That means 2026, 2027, more of this. More tactics. More calculation. More explosive endings. The marathon isn't slowing down. It's becoming more strategic. Here's the key point. The modern marathon isn't just about enduring. It's about enduring and accelerating. Resistance plus speed. Arriving at kilometer 40 with something left. That requires a new kind of athlete. It's not enough to be strong. You must be strong and fast. Seville showed it. Tokyo confirmed it. New York repeated it. The marathon is evolving in front of our eyes. And now the big question. Who will dominate this new era? Because if marathons are now decided by sprint, runners must adapt. More specific speed work. More pace change training. More ability to endure 2 hours and still accelerate. Training changes. Strategy changes. Even the champion's profile changes. Seville wasn't an anecdote. It was a signal. Tokyo wasn't coincidence. New York wasn't either. We're entering a new phase of the marathon. One where it's not enough to endure. You must finish. So tell me, do you prefer a historic solo record? Or a brutal sprint decided by centimeters? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to understand how athletes train to accelerate after 40 kilometers, watch the video on your screen right now, because the future of the marathon is already here.